Ball stays in the game. Brown goes in motion. Again, it's Ball. Cuts it back. He's down.
All right, we're live on YouTube too, chat.
32-yard line. Rodney Hill bringing him down, the sophomore. That's a gain of 7.
Florida answering a little bit of tempo on their own, trying to tire out this USF defense early in this first drive.
Shift the 2 tight ends to the left side. Ooh, split Hansen out wide. Lagway goes over the middle. A little too high. And a big shot on the back end from Deshaun Rucker coming up to make the play for South Florida.
Again, that's a throw that DJ Lagway can make, but not settled in the pocket, has people around his feet, causing his feet to be a little bit off. That throw sailed high yet again. Get more settled into the game. I want to see Coach get into some of the shorter 3-step drop game to allow him to work in space.
Steps up, dancing around, finds some room, pump fakes, cuts it back, and he'll have another Gator first down at the 25-yard line. Give him 7.
Outstanding play here by DJ Lagway. See the play action, feels pressure in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, and then decides, hey, let me just pick up this first down on my own. Does a great job of finding that space and then going and picking it up. That's huge for this Florida offense. Stay on the field. Another 3rd down conversion.
This drive started back at the 10-yard line. Lagway. Catch and throw. Out to Trey Wilson. Trey's inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Jarvis Lee Jr.
Chat, who's watching LSU game with me tonight? You watching the LSU game tonight or what?
That's an example of that rhythmic
word
that I was talking about. Getting DJ Lagway some of the short, quick, easy passes, and then let your athletes do the work for you. Pick up a quick 7 yards and makes it second and manageable. Be alert. This is the area in that high red zone right at the 17, 18-yard line. You can take a shot here because you know you got 2 additional downs to pick up the first.
Already a 9-play.
We are live on YouTube if you want full screen, chat.
Drive for the Gators.
DK to Don on YouTube if you want full screen.
Hand off to Ball. Just takes it right between the guards. Driving the pile inside the 15. Down to the 12.5-yard line. And that'll be another Florida first down. James Chenault down for South Florida. Boy, this has been a methodical drive by Florida.
Absolutely, and you hate to see injuries happen, but you get into a situation where you hope this guy feels better in Chenault because that's somebody that they'll need. And a long drive like Florida has put together, you're going to need all the bodies available to be able to try to defend this Florida offense.
You always hear so often about coordinators talk about these long drives. While they like them, there's always the opportunity for one of those holds or a false start, back you up, get you behind the chains. But so far, super clean for Florida. They were really clean. How about no dirt in terms of penalty flags last week?
Yeah, that goes to show you the discipline that Coach Napier has been able to instill into this team. You have 0 flags. Those are types of winning football that Florida is getting back to and why they've been able to win the games that they have at the end of last year and already last week.
Great start carrying the football. 5 carries, 51 yards, averaging 10 yards
now we got 1080p
per carry. Had just 9 carries a week ago.
It goes right in line with his average. Like you mentioned, 9 carries, 104 yards last week against Long Island. It seems as though that trend of averaging 10-plus yards is part of Jaden Ball's game and what we were excited to see whenever we got to see Florida play today.
Tyler Miles, the strength and conditioning coach, said that Ball could be one of the strongest players ever.
We got to see Florida. Here, that's saying a lot. Yeah. There have been a lot of strong players that have come through these walls. For him to be one of the strongest and that to be said, that's a lot.
Jonas DeClona checks in for the injured Chenaults on a 1st down and 10. Sits it right about the 13-yard line. Lofts it up, looking for the end zone.
How do you miss that?
Of Tony Livingston.
Ah, yes. Might be ass.
It was right in the breadbasket.
They don't catch that, bro.
There, you mentioned it. Right in the breadbasket. That's one Tony Livingston. He runs a great route. You get the natural rub.
He was too in the moment.
Fast enough. Hands are too late.
Yo, what's up, Jay?
That's a missed opportunity that this Florida offense.
That one full screen, we are live on YouTube. BK the Don on YouTube.
And there's a false start. And that is the first penalty for Florida.
5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
In 2025.
I don't like my YouTube quality. This shit's ass.
Tackle Bryce Levitt, the redshirt sophomore.
Did we just jinx them?
Yes.
The announcer's jinx.
Pressure comes from the edge. Lagway sees it and trying to hit Vernell Brown. They will, whether it's a catch or not, it's right back to the line of scrimmage. Mac Harris came flying in from the edge for South Florida. So now you're looking at 3rd down. You got to get all the way down to the 3-yard line for the 1st down.
And expect this South Florida defense to try to heat up DJ Lagway again, get the ball out.
Yeah,
quickly,
that's not facts.
So they can't pick up a first or score.
Slant over the middle, big collision at the 10. That one goes to J. Michael Sturdivant. A gain of 8, but now you're looking at a 4th down and about 6.5. So here comes the field goal team. Deshaun Rucker with a big hit in the back end, stopping this drive. And the field goal unit led by Trey Smack, who had such an outstanding season last year. Missed only 3 kicks in 2024, but missed 3 last week, 2 of 5. Hit from 56, though. See if he has flushed that. 28-yard field goal attempt on the way. And this kick is dead, solid, perfect. So the Gators, with a long 14-play drive, put 3 on the board. Back to the swamp after this.
How about soft, salty caramel toffee ice coffee with cold foam for only $2.99? It's the fancy without the pricing. You want to live free? Hey, watch out for this special that sandwich. Meet the Warriors. A happy family on the outside, but from inside the pantry, it's a sad, snacking reality. What's wrong with French cakes? Most would argue it's not a snack, like your kids. We got the sandwich! They wouldn't say that. You want real cheese? Should you? Yeah! Oh, cheesy. Let's get these guys some snacks! Come on! Extra. It changes the energy. On the field and off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game and regions. We celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence. While our team goes the extra mile so your financial gains keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary.
Yo, somebody pull up to the YouTube, bro.
Bank of the SEC. There's only 2 days left to save at Firestone's Epic Savings Event. Save up to $100 and get your cars like this back on track. If the sale is illegal,
Like the YouTube, I got you. I'll just send the link here. You guys want to watch full screen on YouTube? It's right there. I don't have face cam on though.
those of us who chose to play, it's community right there. Football's giving me a platform. Football's allowed me to compete at a high level. I think it gives you a great escape to go out there and compete and just to do what you love. Football teaches you.
Hold up, bro. I only got one viewer over here.
But the most important thing that football teaches you is how to get up once you get knocked down.
We're streaming football all 2025.
SEC Network Football is presented by Celtic.
Where the link? I just sent it, bro. You don't see it? Oh, damn. I don't think it's letting me send it. Alright, so it's BK the Dawn. There it is. Right there.
This is
Search that
a
up.
series that almost flipped in 2022. South Florida had a decent advantage going into the fourth quarter. They were leading that game, driving late, had a chance to tie it up. A couple of bad snaps. They got down to 19 with 2 bad snaps, forced him to attempt to 40.
What good games are coming on today? Is there any good games on today? Everybody playing like these shitty ass teams.
Did not work. The Gators went on to win that one 31-28. The Bulls actually led 28-24 in the fourth quarter. That was the year before Alex Bullish got the job. Very scary moment for sure. Down here at Steve Spurrier Ford Field. Matter of fact, last year South Florida ran out of gas. They played Alabama great.
Oh shit, I gotta,
The fourth quarter took it all the way down.
my fault.
Fair catch called for at the 5-yard line. Let's head downstairs, check in with Morgan.
This is a defense for Florida playing with so much pride, coming off their first shutout in 46 games. And defensive line coach Chapman said, don't hold back. We've got more bodies with their tempo. Don't worry about it. If you need a sub, let me know. The heat is a factor, but at least both teams definitely used to it, guys.
Yeah, they need the depth today. It's going to be a hot day, and of course, with the pace of the game, certainly having 2-3 deep at certain those positions up front will be a big advantage for Florida. Tyreek Sapp, you see him 94 there. He is a possible first-round draft pick. He is one of those cyber beasts that Alex Golis was talking about on the front for the Florida Gators. That pass is caught by Medea. Rubin spins out of some trouble, picks up a first down in the process. So Rubin with a nice catch, the transfer from Stanford, first year in Tampa after 3 years with the Cardinals. There is a stoppage.
The ruling on the field is a completed pass for a first down. Previous play is under further review.
Did he go down? Did he not catch that one?
So are they going to check to see? It looked like a catch from where we were.
I thought it was a catch as well.
Was the knee down? We'll get an update when we come back.
Where you at? Where you at? Alright. No. Yeah.
Hey, Dad. That kind of looks like a car. Wait a minute. It is our car. I mean, we're good. That's why we chose auto owners. We work with our agent to get the right coverage so that when the unexpected happens, we know we're covered. A civilian sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Looks like I'll be taking to work tomorrow. Oh, I gotta come clean. I don't get football, man. Why do we score by 7-6? And the kicker is so little, I worry about it. Do you even like my nachos? I love your nachos, man. God, now, is he so clean, or will you want to come clean about everything else? You know, we really amp up this barbecue. Sure do. Let's eat it up. Hot honey grilled beans made with the sweet heat of Mike's Hot Honey. Grilled beans. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Charleston is a city of many splendors.
Shit, we got our first viewer on YouTube. Welcome in. What's that?
Listening for different songs, searching for the taste that found this place. Country South presented by Yellowwood. Charleston, South Carolina, September 16th on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Storm always comes. Sometimes it's flooding, sometimes it's fire, sometimes it's the silence when the grid fails and no one's going to help. You can't predict the disaster, but you can decide how it ends. That's why Fort Patriots is doing something that they have never done before. When you get the Patriot Power Generator 2500X, you're going to get a free expansion pack that will double.
Yeah, by the way, the sound has to be like that for the commercials. They're going to take us down. Just wait until the commercials come back off.
So go to FortPatriots.com because being prepared is powerful.
Who's ready for LSU, bro? Anybody ready for LSU to play? Anybody in here waiting for LSU? The LSU fans.
Shy of the line to gain.
You can see right there that right knee does come down right at the 33-yard line on both spots. That's where he's down at.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 32. Norton splits out. Empty set look from South Florida. Brown 3 out of 5, 17 yards, throwing the football. Himself and ran right into a wall of blue jerseys. That was the biggest question coming in for Alex Golesh. How will his offensive line hold up against this Gator defensive front? That is a tough ask.
Oh, yeah. Especially with a guy like Burrow, 349 pounds, 6'4.5".
3rd down and 1.5 yards. Here's Brown, cuts it back, dances, snap, has some running room. He is across the 45 and tumbles down right on that spot. So with 1st down for the Bulls, Miles Graham had a chance at him, just tripped him up.
And this is how this offense gets better. You miss tackles, he's liable to make you pay. Then he gets down, save himself a couple of hits because they're going to need him all 4 quarters in this game.
Bring the LSU hat. Bring the LSU hat.
So another 3rd down
Where's it
conversion.
in the car?
Bulls 3 out of 4. Rubin goes in motion across the formation. Brown looking to throw, slings it across the middle, a little bit behind Chaz Nimrod, the former Tennessee Vol. He had 3 catches for 96 yards last week, including a 55-yarder. Devin Moore back there in coverage, the speedster who they ask him to do a lot on the back end.
Yeah, especially covering a guy like Chaz Nimrod who can fly. Well, so can Devin Moore, and he shows you his coverage abilities on that last play as well.
Run it on the ground off the left side. Norton. He's inside Gator territory. Aaron Childs brings him down. Nice 8-yard pickup there for the Charlotte transfer, Cartavius Norton. Well, they had to revamp that running back room. They lost their 3 top backs from last year. Boy, Brown just tripped up on his own player. Connor McLaughlin, 71. Just got his foot in the way. So now it's 4th and 1. Bulls going to go for it.
Hasn't it been already?
Got to have a spy on Byron Brown. Another opportunity that they'll try to get +1 in the run game using the quarterback's legs and his dual threat ability.
Brown keeps it left side.
That's a first.
Lunges forward.
First down.
and that'll be a first down. Graham's got there, but not in time. Again, this is a big man, 6'3", 232. You're trying to stop for no gain.
It's a tall task Miles Graham has ahead of him. Just the difference in picking up that first down.
The ruling on the field, the ball carrier
you
made
off
the
the
line
field?
to gain. Previous play is under further review.
Well, let's see if Graham was able to keep him for no gain.
I think he outstretched the ball past the yard to gain
That's
before his
343.
knee
I mean, you
actually
really
touched
like
down.
Yeah.
We'll get a chance to break it down with the official review here. But it's close.
Boy, it is. Now, our line is not the exact, the yellow line is not exact. But you see where his leg is. Ooh, that is close.
It is very close, David.
Oh, he's like, not even.
Review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, South Florida.
Whew, not by much. Not by much.
Just by the hair of my chinny chin, Dave.
Well, one of the things that did, however, for Florida, even though it is a first down, kind of slows the game down for a moment.
Absolutely. You get some substitutions in there, fresh bodies, almost like a little mini water break. Get them revitalized.
Boy, big run there by Brown. Alvon Isaac in the game at tailback, the sophomore from right here in Gainesville, Florida, at a Hawthorne High School. He'll come this way with it, makes the catch. And Isaac will lose a couple of yards. Cormani McClain in his second year in a Gator uniform after coming over from Colorado. Definitely in that corner rotation this year. Quick snap. Brown looks to run, but now it's going to stop and throw. Back over the middle, has a man.
Oh, if he would have caught
the
that.
throw was a little bit late, allowed the Gators to recover.
No, he could have still caught that.
Last moment. Thornton was back there. McClain was back there.
I would have caught that shot.
Three safeties diverged on this ball. They used Byron Brown in a play action situation. They've already had success. He tries to get the one-on-one matchup. Too many Gators.
Bro, that's Mall City all day, bro.
He's up on the ground. Great coverage of staying disciplined on the back end by that Florida defense.
That ball was perfect in that coverage.
Third down and 11. Quick hitter to the outside. Singleton makes the catch. He is flipped up at the 38. He's going to be 2 yards shy of the line to gain by Bryce Thornton. That was a gain of 9, and the offense stays on the field, and they are in giddy-up mode. Quick snap. Florida didn't really get set defensively. Brown going for it all. Flag is down at the 18. A hat comes off. A flag comes out. McClain back there in coverage, trying to hit Christian Neptune down the sideline.
Illegal substitution, defense. More than 11 players on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
They got a first down because they had more than 11 people on the field on defense. Because they did a hurry up.
That move so fast.
They did a rush play.
Get off the field properly.
The fire drill
This
play.
can cost you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They had too many people.
And then you had one more getting off the field right
low
at the end.
That's so tough. What if Florida loses this game to penalties?
One, 1-0.
So the clock is set. Boy, this is a good answer by South Florida. This drive is 10 plays. Closing in on 40 yards. He's taken over 4 minutes off the clock as Sam Franklin getting his first shot in the backfield. He stands to the right of Brown. Brown dumps it off over the middle.
First down.
Sullivan.
Oh my
the
Lord.
end.
All right, go down, bro.
Still on his feet. The pile drives down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 16. Jay
Yo, these
Robinson
niggas might got a team, bro.
finally forces him down.
They not playing with it, bro. And they going hurry up.
Four-man rush. Brown to the end zone. That one's batted away. Tipped in the air on the back end by Thornton. Helmet comes off. Singleton, the man that they like to call Baby Calvin Johnson. That is quite the compliment.
Absolutely. Big size receiver. Physical. Came down with a nice catch last week, too.
Had 5 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown last week. Sam Franklin stays in the game. 2nd down and 10 from the Gator 17-yard line.
Got too many people.
They will hand it off to Franklin. He's to the 15. Robinson, first one there for Florida. We're talking to Ron Roberts, the defensive coordinator for Florida. You can practice tempo in practice, but you don't know, you can't practice the speed of it. And so I think Florida's still trying to adjust to this speed of this Alex Golesh offense. And a false start on the right side from Connor McLaughlin.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, that turns a 3rd and 8 into a 3rd and 13 now.
Not only does that affect the offense by pushing them back 5 yards, but now gives Florida an opportunity to make a substitution change and match personnel, as well as get in fresh cyber creatures to try to get out the quarterback on 3rd and long.
So that'll be the end of the first 15 minutes. We have used most of the field so far today. Gators lead at 3-0 after 15 minutes.
Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished a network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and Insta-talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, we got signal. There's only 2 days left to save at Firestone's epic savings event. Save up to $100 and get your car's maintenance back on track. But the sale is ending soon. Call Firestone to wait on the pad. Schedule an appointment today. You had to decide on dinner? How about sausage? I mean, it is right there in front of you.
Why can't they stick out the back of the truck? Get feisty.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate your body, made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade, is it in you?
You're back,
So you're going to the game, and you want to buy out tickets. You order chocolate, you're in the marching band. Bam, you're in. Or we use Game Time. Zone deals literally show you the best value sections. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Game Time. Yes, I'm on road. They say GLP-1s for weight loss is a shortcut. It's not. It's science. Got the kids? It's the medicine my body needed. GLP-1s helped me lose 31 pounds. 1 app to hit my goals. This is healthcare. This is Roe. I'm Serena Williams, and I'm a real Roe member. Frank, this stadium control room is so awesome. Watch as I'm gonna record. Yes, yes I do. Whoa, it's beautiful. Look, goosebumps. I didn't think that was possible for a chicken. Why not? Because you're not a goose. Are you a goose, Frank? No. Can you get goosebumps? Yes, and that makes sense. How? I see your point. Yeah. Sanderson Farms, official chicken at the SEC. Hey, Johnny M. Hey, good man. You still coming to my dog's birthday party? I would, but I have to sell my car. We'll just sell it to Carvana. Carvana? Oh, great offers, 100% online, they'll pick it up. You told me about Carvana, did I? And isn't that your car? Oh, you like the Gators car.
Poised, and we got to just keep playing the next play.
What have you liked from your quarterback?
Well, he's tough, he's smart, he's gritty, and he's tough.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
I think he thinks he's tough.
That he is. And if anybody can pick up 3rd and 13, especially threatening in the red zone, Byron Brown is that guy.
Brown over the middle, bad throw as he got hit in the process, trying to hit Rubin on a slant. But Jaden Woods, the true freshman who they are excited about, came in and put a lick on Brown, and that'll force a field goal opportunity for South Florida. And Nico Gramatica.
Good field goal.
Out of a historically good field goal kicking family. 2 of 2 last week, hit from 52 against Boise. Last year made 3 field goals. All 3 of them were 50-plus yards. And this one is dead solid, perfect as well from 38 yards out. So South Florida evens things up, opening seconds of the second quarter. And with an opportunity, let's get you to the studio with an update. Here's Dari.
All righty, guys, let's catch up on a couple of things here. It was not easy for Ole Miss. Eventually, Damian Taylor into the end zone. They were down 10-zip, but they have come back to take the lead 14-10 in Lexington. And then over on Rocky Top, Joey Aguilar just lets fly. I don't know if Mike Matthews was the intended receiver, but he was the touchdown receiver, and it is a rout as expected against ETSU, guys.
I'm becoming a fan of Mr. Joey Aguilar.
Yeah, he's showing what he's all about
Yeah.
in SEC material. How about Kentucky and Ole Miss going back and forth over the past few years? One possession game seems to be shaping up that way as well.
So South Florida gets a 38-yard field goal from Nico Gramatica. Now 3 of 3 on the year. That was a 15-play, 55-yard drive, almost 6 minutes off the clock as a fair catch is called for by Vernell Brown III. Well, our Week 2 SEC football lineup continues tonight with 2 games exclusively on SEC Network Plus and also on the all-new ESPN app. South Carolina State meets 10th-ranked South Carolina and number 3 LSU hosts Louisiana Tech. Then at 7:45 Eastern, right here on this very network, we wrap things up from Gainesville.
We paid him to play.
Louisiana Monroe at number 21, Alabama from Tuscaloosa to cap off your nights.
SEC paid him to play us.
Eyes in Tuscaloosa tonight to see how they respond after that defeat. Jacoby Jackson in the backfield on this drive. They hand it off there, fake a handoff to him over the middle. Wide open passes caught there by Vernell Brown III.
That shit got me angry.
That's a gain of 15. Good play fake there by DJ Lagway.
Yeah, whenever you get a play fake like that, the linebackers shoot up. He's able to find VB3, as he's called, crossing over the middle for a big first down.
Gators going a little tempo here.
Oh, you thinking that's the main time?
Goes in motion across the formation. Near side pass. Now it's to VB3 as well. He gets pushed back. He'll spot his forward progress out over the 45 to the 46. Deshaun Rucker involved again for the Bulls, a gain of 6.
Yeah, back-to-back throws to Vernell Brown III. Shows you how valuable a receiver and a weapon he is for this Florida offense.
Bro.
15. Penalties decline. First down.
Jacoby Jackson, boy, he certainly provided a little punch in that running back room. The transfer from Oklahoma Community College.
Why does she like it? Come on, bro.
7 touchdowns a year ago, averaged almost 6 yards per carry. I think the most impressive thing about him a year ago, he only had 11 yards for loss when he was handling the football throughout the entire season. Little tap pass to Trey Wilson trying to get the corner. Stretched out nicely there by South Florida. Josh Seliscar, the transfer, played a year at Texas A&M. Started his career, though, at Central Florida. UCF, then went to Texas A&M last year and just didn't get kind of the work that he thought he was going to get and came back home. On second down, little razzle-dazzle by Florida. Here's Trey Wilson, the third. He turns the corner, and he'll be close to the line to gain. Let's see where they spot it. Back at the 36, that is right on the first down line. Hayden Hansen with a nice block in there to give that little extra space.
Hayden Hansen out on the edge does a phenomenal job, but check out all of the fakes, misdirection. You got guys going left, guys going right, then Trey Wilson shoots up the sideline. Hansen with the block to finish the play off. Big first down off the misdirection reverse.
Boy, they'll split left way out. They're going to go a little wildcat with Trey Wilson in the backfield. How about this formation?
What the fuck going on?
They get it to Lagway, who's looking for a little bit of room.
Wait. I was so confused.
On the sideline, he just shook his head like somebody messed something up on that one.
I think it was more so South Florida actually playing good defense. They recognized the shift early, communicate on the back end. Then they had their back end guys stay deeper than the deepest. Yeah. So Lagway didn't have anybody to hit deep. So it's a great job by that South Florida defense led by Todd Orlando.
That's some movement on that defensive front. Looks like Devin Lee, the former Vanderbilt Commodore, getting a little bit of a head start. It's hard to hide when you're 6'2", 295.
Offside, defense number 99 in the neutral zone, making the offense react. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That'll make it second down and 6 from the 32. Lagway, a little throwback. Tank Hawkins with the catch. He'll get it to the 30. Boy, South Florida's done a really nice job closing these things. It looked like Hawkins had a chance for a bigger game, but man, a lot of white jerseys getting to that football, which is what they did so well in their first game against Boise State.
Yeah, Mac Harris was a guy that was the leader of being able to get to the ball and then have bad intentions once you get there. He again makes that stop on Hawkins, who looked like he had a lot of space, but it closed up very quickly.
Todd Orlando, the defensive coordinator. Well, he has changed things around for South Florida in the last couple of years. Good slant pass caught. Soon caught.
That's a fumble. Oh, y'all gotta rip that shit out, bro.
To the 20, and
they gotta rip that shit out, bro.
Progress, and that'll be a Gator first down after a pickup of 10.
Got him.
Yeah, check out this throw here by DJ Lagway. Right on time, right? We talk about rhythm, steps back, finds the pocket, tight spiral, gets it out to his receiver, and then picks up that first down. And how about that? Trying to pick up additional yardage at the end.
Aiden Mizell with that reception. This last week did Aiden. A bad hammy. Here comes some heat from South Florida. They'll hand it off to Jacoby Jackson. Has some room, and that'll be 6 for the Gators. 20-yard touchdown scamper by Jacoby Jackson. There is a flag down at the 23. You can bring that one back.
Damn, they run it back.
Yeah, holding there brings back such an explosive play. And you can't have that happen, right? No penalties last week. It just sets up beautifully for Jacoby Jackson. Just get a little too much of the cloth there. The holding call brings back 6 off of the board. You see right there at the top of your screen, Livingston on that holding call.
Jaden Ball lines up in a wildcat formation, and he'll get the snap, pick up a couple of yards. Fred Gaskin comes up to make the play. Boy, Florida is such a good deep ball team, but they have not been able to really showcase that yet here in the first quarter and a half.
Yeah, a lot of times you usually connect on the deep ball whenever you're running effectively and efficiently. That's what they've been able to do. It's just that deep ball isn't there. South Florida's playing high over top, trying to eliminate the deep shots because of what a back-breaking play it can be.
Second down and 19. A pistol formation with Ball behind Lagway. Trying to stretch it to the outside. Another flag comes in at the line of scrimmage. Heck of a play on the outside by James Chenault, who left the game in the first quarter with looked like an ankle injury. That has not slowed him down.
Here's another holding call.
Personal foul. Hands in the face. Defense number 18. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Boy, Levi Smiley.
Take a look at the top of your screen right there.
Oh, yeah.
That hand's in that helmet all the way, which is illegal. It negates a negative play for the Florida offense, which would have been a positive play for that USF defense. Now you give an automatic first down, ball right inside the 15-yard line. Fresh set of downs. It's not the results that you wanted to have happen. And Todd Orlando there letting his defense know we can't have those types of mistakes.
It's about to be 3rd and 13. Now you got a first down and 10. Pistol formation. Lagway dumps it off underneath. Pass is caught there. Tony Livingston with the Gator touchdown. This one.
Look like they may have some interference on the offensive side of the ball.
Damn, another fucking flag?
Pass interference. Offense number 89. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That was Hayden Hansen, the other tight end on the field for that set. That is 2 touchdowns off the board now.
Yeah, critical mistakes, especially with a team that had 0 penalties just last week. Now we've seen 2 penalties take 2 scores off the board on this same drive for this offense. And here's Hayden Hansen here going into his route. He's trying to run that corner route there. He puts his hands and extends. If he doesn't extend the hands and continue to try to get open, they probably don't call that. Still a ticky-tack foul. The ref warranted the extension enough for a pass interference.
Boy, empty set now on first down and 25. Lagway trying to run for a few yards. He'll get it to the 29. Devin Lee trips him up. Boy, we've been hovering right here between the 15 and 30-yard line. Seems like about 30 minutes.
Right, with the quarter change, and now we're here in the same spot. The penalties and the mistakes, right? Same way for South Florida whenever they had the ball offensively, and now Florida in the same vein offensively, being their own worst enemy.
The sophomore out of Atlanta, Jaden Ball, splits out to the near side. 4-man rush. Over the middle, pass is caught there by Vernell Brown III. He's inside the 20, down to the 18, but a long way to go for the first down. They got to go to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 14.
Great pocket presence by DJ Lagway. Now on 3rd down and 14. Hey, be smart with the football here. Continue to trust in your offensive line, but go find the open space and then deliver a strike if you're trying to convert.
Lagway 6 of 6, 45 yards on this drive. Trying to stay hot. Going to the end zone, and there are no flags. Incomplete. Trying to hit Hayden Hansen. Ward back there in coverage. What do you make of this one?
You know, I thought this was a good defensive play by Ward. You got the wheel, Hayden Hansen one-on-one. Get a little handsy, but it doesn't impede the progress of Hayden Hansen's movement. I like the no call there. Let these guys go out there and play.
36-yard field goal attempt on the way from Trey Smack. Good clean snap, kick on the way. And that one is good. So he's hit from 28 and 36. Has responded after 3 misses a week ago. It is a 6-3 Gator advantage.
On the field and off, it changes the expectations. It changes the game and regions. We celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence. While our team goes the extra mile for your financial wins keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary at Regions, official bank of the SEC. Level up your daily energy. Breathe a system that supports you through healthy blood flow and oxygenation support, powered by the innovative nitric oxide science from Hewitt. Plant-based circulation support to fuel your daily energy by boosting your nitric oxide production for everyday energy you can thrive on. Results you can measure, a difference you can see. Put Super Beats to the test and get a free set of nitric oxide indicator strips on all bundles. Only at livehuman.com. In the South, it's not just the story that you tell, it's how you tell it. This was more than a game. This was history. SEC legends, all in one place. Let me tell you a story. Picture this. Your power just went up. It's 98 degrees, temperature's rising, and you've got no AC. Just a fridge full of food slowly spoiling, and your phone is bright up charged, isn't it? This time you're ready. Same with the Patriot Power Generator 2500X from 4 Patriots. Solar powered, it's fuel free, and it's portable. And this month only, you get a free expansion pack to double your power and your peace of mind. No gas, no noise, just power when you need most. So go to 4patriots.com and take your power back before the next blackout hits. So that's Gators. The custom t-shirt company she ordered from dropped the ball, so now she's scrambling to find a shirt solution. Should have used Rush Order Tees. Don't be left scrambling like Jane. Go to rushordertees.com to get your shirt together. Simply, a former Arkansas and Arkansas State have never played one another in football until now in Little Rock.
Type of status that he can be. Definitely under the radar, but I think that radar will expand his way very soon.
Yeah, brutal schedule. We talked about Florida's brutal schedule. Arkansas right there with them in terms of schedule difficulty. Isaac, he'll return this one from inside the 5-yard line. Trying to work the right side and has a nice return out over the 30 to the 34-yard line. And that is where South Florida will set up shop. 7:01 to go here. We'll take a break. Back to Gainesville after this.
A happy family on the outside, but from inside the pantry, it's a sad, snacky reality. That's why my price cakes. Most would argue it's not sad, like your kids. Look at the family! They wouldn't say that. We want real cheese. Should you? Yeah! You see, get these guys some snacks. Come on. What powers her? Her team, her family, her fans, her food. At Sprouts, we're on a mission to power women on and off the field. We nourish strength. We feed ambition. We fuel women's health on all journeys, whether she's bringing home a win or winning at dinner. Sprouts is powering greatness. Longevity. It's not just about living longer, it's about staying you longer. Fatty 15 works for aging starts in your cells, strengthening them, energizing them, helping you hold on to everything that aging tries to take away. So you can live healthier longer, laughier, wonkier, chefier longer. Not just adding years, but adding you to those years. Long live stronger cells, long live you. Fatty 15. At AT&T, we guarantee our network, so you can watch the game together, even when you're away. Yes, yes, yes! Go! Fast! My wife is having a baby! Staying connected matters. That's why I'm aware of a network outage.
If you get the app, you can watch some of these guys. Right now, how about ESPN Bet has the number 1 and 2 quarterbacks in the country in terms of Heisman favorites. Garrett Nussmeier, number 1. Lenore Sellers, number 2 in action tonight. Ty Simpson from Alabama taking on UL Monroe tonight. You can catch that one right here on the SEC Network. And if you're out and about, dial it up on the app. Good night to watch some good quarterback play, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
We've got 2 good ones here. Byron Brown, DJ Lagway, but so far it's been a defensive struggle. It's almost hard to say that because the offenses have moved. They've just stalled.
Stalled at the wrong time and then had inopportune penalties affect their drive as well.
First down and 10 for South Florida. 3-man rush, dropping 8, coming near side, and Brown misfires trying to hit Sam Franklin. Young man who transferred in from Oklahoma, graduate at Little Rock, Arkansas, getting some work here in the first half.
They got to get Byron Brown back into rhythm. The drive that Florida had offensively really had that USF offense sitting on the sidelines.
Sam Franklin to the 35. Gain of a yard. Sharif Denson making a play for the Gators, and they're going to quickly sub out. And the Bulls will slow play this one for a moment since Florida already substituted. Nicely, it's on the near hash for the Gators.
Third down, this is where Byron Brown can put your defense in a pickle. Is he going to run it? Is he going to pass it? Will it be short? Will it be long? Let's find out using his legs to his advantage.
Gators bringing 5. Brown trying to run for it. He is hit from behind right around the 40-yard line. That's a good 5 yards shy. Aaron Childs, the one chasing him down. And it looks like South Florida not going to mess around with this and bring out their punting units. Boy, the speed on Florida's defense is quite impressive.
Yeah, you think Byron Brown would have been able to pick up that first down on its own, but ultimately that speed closes in quickly, pushes them out of bounds. 4th and 4 here. Be alert. South Florida trick play last week got the spark started for them to score offensively.
Chase Leon delivers this punt. Fair catch called for by Vernell Brown. He'll take it inside the 15. So the Gators will take over there. They lead it by 3. Getting late here in the second quarter after a 47-yard punt. Back in a moment. after a 47-yard punt. Quarter after a 47-yard punt. Back in a moment.
Love to travel? Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Okay.
This is the SEC on ESPN. And welcome back to SEC Football presented by Sonic. Let's be with us, Daniel Fozzie, Whitaker, the Formula 1 orbit, deeper down the side.
Afternoon here at the Swamp. Wouldn't expect anything less. South Florida and the Gators both 1-0. Been a low-scoring affair, despite the fact Gators have put up 148 yards of offense, 73 through the air, 75 on the ground. They'll stay on the ground on this drive as Jaden Ball bounces off one defender but can't get past the others. Fred Gaskin coming up to finish off the play. You know, you and I were just talking. This South Florida defensive front has really held up well in this game, allowing them to do some things on the back end to protect deep passes.
Yeah, whenever you can rush 4 and stay disciplined, it allows your back end to stay over the top of all the deep passes that Florida has tried to attempt to get. They're doing a great job in the first half.
Lagway off the right side. Boy, nice pitch and catch there. There's Hayden Hansen. Best throw of the day for DJ Lagway. As Tavin Ward makes the play on the back end.
Right in rhythm, utilizing the play action to get outside of the pocket. His feet stay grounded to the rhythm that he's used to having. Hitting Hayden Hansen right in stride along the sideline. A big explosive pickup for this Florida offense.
28-yard gain for the Gators puts them at the 45. They'll play fake it again. Again, it's Hayden Hansen trying to break a tackle, falls forward for a couple of yards. Boy, Lagway now 12 of 16 for 101. His counterpart, Byron Brown, 7 of 14 for 43 yards. .340 to go in the first half. A little tap pass. Here's Cornell Brown, cuts it back to the 30-yard line. Another big gain. And the true freshman with so much skill, so much maturity for a youngster. And as his coach said, he's super consistent every day in practice.
Yeah, you see the misdirection pop pass, toss it right up in front of him. And then use your athleticism, young man, and speed to go make a big play. They trust him a lot, and he's a big-time playmaker for this team.
Jaden Ball to the 25, and he is tripped up there by Gaskin and Harris.
Jaden Ball is such a physical runner, Dave. The first drive made his presence felt. He hasn't slowed down a bit as the game has worn on.
A lot of two tight end sets by Florida here in the first half. They'll move both those tight ends, Livingston and Hayden, to the right side. There's Ball. Sees a little.
Damn, that nigga is explosive, bro.
Can't do it. Jalen Schuler
Yo, what the fuck?
Let's go down to Morgan.
See that fight in Ball? He told me he gets that from Jacoby Jackson, both coming into the program at the same time.
See how fast he got there, bro?
He had a battle. You see the fire in Jackson, and now he's bringing it.
He is definitely bringing it here in the first half. Over 60 yards on the ground. Ball wrapped up again by Schuler. That'll get us to the 2-minute timeouts. Gators driving. It'll be 4th down and 3 when we come back. What will Billy Nate?
On the field and off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game and reaches. We celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence. On our team goes the extra mile, so your financial gains keep coming to you. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary at Legends, official bank of the SEC. One now is the #1 premium down company in comfort and style. Their jeans have dynamic stretch technology to provide absolute flexibility. They are probably the most comfortable jeans you'll ever wear. Head on over to boxnow.com for the perfect balance of fit, style, and comfort. Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate and water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. So you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you? We fight with each other, we fight for each other. SEC Network, your home for SEC football. For National Preparedness Month, For Patriots is doubling your solar generator power. On former Navy SEAL Jake Corley, when you get the powerful Patriot Power Generator 25 event, we're going to give you the expansion pack that doubles his power absolutely free. It's part of a bonus package worth over $2,800. All yours, all free. But you have to act now. This historic deal ends September 30th. Go to FortPatriots.com now before it's gone forever. Seeing ghost fungus is not just an embarrassing cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even small spots can spread and get worse. Drugstore remedies and prescriptions just don't get to the root cause of your fungus. That's why this simple 2-minute hack hasn't gone viral. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. It works by deeply penetrating and disrupting the cellular structure of the fungus. Thousands are literally wiping their fungus clean and showing off their toes again. And now you can try it totally risk. Watch out, Owners Insurance Halftime Report coming up right around the corner. We will share what's going on in the first SEC game of the season. Also, Arch, good bounce back, Border showdown into the second half. Gators, slow offensive line, well, just not finishing in the red zone. Bad execution, maybe some sketchy false. He's going to score a touchdown first, that's what I'm waiting to see. My guess would be Florida guys will shake him up, I like it. Well, we'll see right here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 3. It appears that way. Ball in the backfield next to Lagway. It's actually really good discipline by the South Florida defense. What Florida likes to do, get lined up very quickly coming off of a timeout. Try to act like they're running a play very quickly and then try to do a hard count to get them to jump off sides, get the free first down off of the yardage. But Coach Gomez as well as Coach Orlando, he coached those guys very well. They held their water. Ultimately forces Florida to call the timeout. We'll see. I thought on third down, you run the ball to be able to go forward on fourth down. With another timeout happening, maybe the play that he truly wants to run is coming up next. It might be a field goal. That's it. That's exactly what's happening. Lagway started this game 2 of 5 for 19 yards, since then 11 of 12 for 108, but this drive stalls out at the 23-yard line. Here comes Trey Smack to attempt his third field goal. He is hit from 28, from 36, this one will be from 41.
Oh shit. Cut.
Rocco underway with a clean snap. Kick is on the way.
And go right back to
Trey
making
Smack
it.
has split the uprights 3
No touchdowns to this point. Little surprised with these two quarterbacks that we have ourselves a 9-3 game, but certainly Florida's had some opportunities.
Yeah, they've missed on those opportunities. Very first drive, you see Livingston right there. Ball is on the money. He just can't track it fast enough. And then again, last drive that they had offensively, Jacoby Jackson breaks off a big one. It's called back because of a holding call. And then the final touchdown that was called back again, offensive pass interference. So 3 potential touchdowns that Florida could have on the board, all negated from penalties or drop passes that happened early in the red zone.
Well, we heard Chris Doring a moment ago in the studio say it's sketchy. I think that last one was the sketchiness he's referring to about the penalties.
And I would not have called offensive pass interference there.
I know Chris Doring wouldn't have. Well, there is still 1:50 on the clock for South Florida. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. And this kick sails through the back of the end zone. Well, don't forget, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of Florida's marching band, the Pride of the Sunshine, right on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now over on the ESPN app. But like I said, plenty of time left. 1:50 to play, and as fast as this team goes, look, they were in 2023 when Brown was healthy, they were the fastest offensive team. They ran over 80 plays per game. Last year they slowed it down. They were in the mid-70s, but I think that's something to do with the fact that Byron Brown didn't play the second half of the season because of an injury. But they can go as fast as anybody when they want to. They'll get it to Isaac. He's got some room to run. Isaac out to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15. Devin Moore drags him down.
Please reset the game clock to 1:42. 1:42. Thank you.
Brown now, 8 of 15 for 58 yards, make it 9 of 16. They will pick up another 6 yards on that pass play. Brown's also rushed for 26 yards. Gators with 5 at the line. Now they drop one back, but they'll bring 5 off the edge. Pass is caught. They'll say keep the clock running. That one's at the 49-yard line. Rubin again with the catch. Pick up a 3. It'll be 3rd and a yard. Isaac kicks it to the outside. Isaac to the 30 and tripped up there. He was so close to taking that one the entire distance. Aaron Gates just got a shoelace, but 23 yards for the Bulls.
What a move. He put one-on-one in open field. Got vertical, and man, that's a big pickup on 3rd and 1 for this offense.
South Florida, again, 3 timeouts remaining. First down and 10. Brown. Flag comes out. They were holding Tyreek Sapp. That's probably a good thing because he was closing in on his target, Byron Brown.
Holding. Offense number 51. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, Zane Herron, the left tackle here, you're going to see right on the left side. He doesn't keep his hands on the inside as Byron Brown escapes the pocket. If he's not held there, Gump's able to have contained. And ultimately, that's the reason why Byron Brown was able to break the pocket and get some yardage.
So line's held up pretty well today. For South Florida, again, the discussion coming in, a couple of things in terms of this matchup was how South Florida certainly made some improvements up front, both offensive and defensive lines, but facing this Gator front on both sides of the football was the big question. How could they hold up? I think they've done an admirable job at this point.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest reasons why they've been able to do that is because they are all experienced guys. If you look, graduate transfer, senior, graduate transfer, they are littered with experience across the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. And that goes to show you, you have a veteran-led team that can make adjustments on the fly and get it fixed early.
Jaden Woods at a rush in on the near side. He drops back in coverage, and he's involved in the tackle. Miles Graham also there for the Gators, a pickup of 4. Ball to 35, clock continues to move, 26 seconds, 25 seconds. Brown, or thought about running, throws it, pass is caught, and a missed tackle allows Neptune to pick up a few extra yards, but shy of the line to gain down around the 19. It's a gain of 8, and there's a timeout.
Timeout, South Florida, their second of the half, 30-second timeout.
So 13 seconds. You got a 3rd and 8. I mean, are you thinking maybe take a shot to the end zone with one play and then bring out your field goal unit? Are you trying to pick up the first down? Maybe take another shot there?
I think you have an opportunity to get a deep out route. Try to pick up that first down before you take one additional shot. With one timeout, though, you can still keep the ball in play in the middle of the field. Whether you're short or you pick up the yardage, you're able to call that timeout, and then you trust your kicker, Grammatica, who's been all-world everything for any Grammatica named anytime they have kicked the football. So you always reserve the right to kick. You cannot take a sack by any means on this play. You still have a timeout, but you don't want to increase the distance that Grammatica would have to kick. So get the ball out quickly, still try to get to the sticks, get out of bounds if you can, but ultimately you have that timeout to save you if you throw it inbounds.
Third down and 8. 13 seconds to go before halftime. 6-point game. Now Florida wants to take a timeout.
Florida, their second of the half, 30-second timeout.
A game of chess here, right? You get to see what the offense lines up in, some of the tendencies that they've shown, whether it was from last week's game or even last year. Now you make the adjustment defensively. And don't be surprised to see Florida maybe try to heat up or get one-on-one opportunities with 5 rushers to be able to isolate one of those one-on-one individuals, whether it creates a penalty or a sack opportunity, to keep that clock moving a little bit and force USF to use that last timeout.
What has Florida done so well in the first half to kind of bottle up Brown?
Well, ultimately, you got to be disciplined in your rush lanes, right? Byron Brown, obviously, is a guy that if you let him get loose around the edge outside the corner, he can make those first downs happen by utilizing his dual threat capabilities. Keeping him in the pocket is where Florida believes they can really win this game, and that's the ultimate goal. Force Byron Brown to beat you with his arm. They feel like they have the advantage in that type of scenario.
Well, the scenario right now is 3rd down and 8. From the 27-yard line. Gators bringing 5. Pocket collapses. Brown breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle.
He go.
First down, stumbles to the 10 and dropped there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Alex Golis just sprinted 25 yards to get the timeout with 2 seconds on the clock. I mean, he was a missile running down the sideline.
South Florida for 3rd and final of the half. 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock.
Boy, you talked about staying in your lanes.
They stayed in their lanes. The issue was actually bringing them down to the ground. They run a twist. You have a chance to get a sack there. Tyreek Sapp misses on that opportunity as well. And even the spy, that's Jaden Robinson, he doesn't get a chance to get out to Byron Brown, and then he makes you pay. Like I mentioned, you get undisciplined and don't have an opportunity to bring him down, he will benefit and cause your defense to be all up in arms in the way that he just did there, picking up valuable yardage for this USF offense.
They will put 2 seconds back on the clock, so 4 seconds total, not enough to run another play. But they're going to bring out the kicker, Nico Grammatica.
I would have went for that shit,
his
bro.
first time on the field today. This will be from just inside the near hash mark. 25-yard field goal attempt. Was 2 of 2 last week, 3 of 3 here in 2025. And Florida's going to use their final timeout.
Timeout, Florida. Their 3rd and final of the half. 30-second timeout.
Grammatica gets a little practice kick in. 9-3 score. I don't think many people saw this one coming at a 9-3 game. Maybe a 6-point game at the break. I don't know. But, I mean, 9-3 is not something anybody had on the bingo card.
Yeah, if you would have told me that there would not be an offensive
No, I
touchdown
don't play that
scored
shit,
up
bro.
until this point, I probably would not have believed you. With the type of offensive caliber players that we've seen, led by DJ Lagway for Florida and Byron Brown for South Florida, it's interesting because everything's played out very well from a defensive standpoint. But the game being so close has been decided by some missed opportunities on both sides of the ball and then some undisciplined play with the penalties at inopportune time.
Lagway 13 of 17, 127. Brown 11 of 18 for 75 yards, but he leads him with 50 yards on the ground. So they're going to actually spot this as a 25-yard field goal attempt for Nico Grammatica. Snap is good, kick is on the way, and as you would expect, it is right down the middle. So the final play of the first half ends in 3 points for South Florida, and they trail by 3. They came in 17.5-point underdogs in this one and put up a good fight in the first half. The Gators with 212 yards of offense. South Florida with 172. Alex Golis has to be somewhat pleased with the way this first half went. Can they sustain it in the second half? Morgan Uber down the field waiting on Coach Napier to make his way over there, and he is there now. So let's get you down to Morgan.
Coach, you hold them to 3 there. How has your defense handled their tempo?
Yeah, I would say pretty well. You know, I think both teams have struggled in the red area, right? We scored twice. We've got 2 penalties. You got to have a little bit more precision when we get down here and score territory. But again, we've moved the ball. We've got to finish with touchdowns in the red area. And in general, the quarterback is a tough tackle. So you got to wrap up a little. We got him dead to rights right before the half there. We got to wrap this guy up.
What challenges is it with your offense that they're facing?
Say it again.
What challenges is it with your offense that they're facing?
Well, we've had 2 penalties. I mean, we scored twice that get called back, and then just a little precision at each position. In general here, just got to execute a little bit better.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
execute a little bit better. I think Alex Goles probably feels the same way about his club as they are heading to the locker room, getting in some air conditioning on a muggy afternoon here in the swamp. 9-6 Florida out in front after 30 minutes. Now let's get to the studio for the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. Dari, it is all yours.
All righty. Guys, Dave, Fozzie, good stuff. We'll come back your way in a minute. But first, it is indeed the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. I've got Doring, I've got Watson. And we don't have a lot of, like Nate was talking about, right? Struggling when you get into the red area, but that quarterback South Florida's got is doing his own set of damage.
Byron Brown, anybody that watched last week against Boise knows that they can hurt him with his legs. I mean, he 2 touchdowns last week rushing the football. Today, 50 yards in the first half on 9 carries, creating things when there's nothing there. So he's kind of been doing a ton of the damage. But, 400 yards of offense almost between the two teams and only 15 points to show. It's definitely red zone issues. Yeah, defensive struggle, though. But I think for Florida, I mean, you look at that first half, they were holding South Florida to 3.5 yards per play until that last drive, that long run by the quarterback Brown. And so, look, I think coming out in the second half of Florida,
in a game that's a lot closer than a lot of people thought, but to your point, if you saw USF against Boise in week 1, you might have expected a bit of a challenge, and the Bulls are certainly posing that. All right, what we just showed you on your screen, that was just a little teaser. Or a spoiler, it depends how you see it. Ole Miss, Kentucky, first conference game of the year, and of course, remember, Mark Stoops and those Cats went down to Oxford and beat Ole Miss a year ago, and that biggest reason the Rebels did not make their first ever playoff. Oh boy, Austin Simmons. Both games this season, 2 first-quarter interceptions.
Yeah, started off on the bad foot for that Ole Miss offense. Austin Simmons, as you mentioned it, but that first quarter, they didn't do much offensively at all.
And then Kewan Lacey takes the Wildcat against the Wildcats into the end zone. 4 rushing touchdowns on the season for him. Still in the second. That's Deuce Alexander from Simmons.
They got some weapons out here. Everybody was thinking that they were going to be down when it comes to guys around the quarterback, but they are explosive yet again. When they're not turning the ball over, you can see how effective their offense can be.
Led to a Damian Taylor touchdown, so they take the 14-10 lead. Ensuing drive. Zach Calzada to Hardly Gilmore the 4th, 16 yards, led to another field goal, so it's a 1-point game. And then Lacey, Kewan Lacey, 14 carries, 62 yards as we speak. Led to a Rebel field goal to put them up 17-13, and that was the score at the break. Wildcats have lost their last 13 conference games when trailing at the half. That streak goes back to a 2022 game against the Florida Gators. Rebels right now 17-13.
No, there's no way.
The ball
we just had 10
first to start the half, but now it will be a 3-and-out. Let's first off, what we kind of talk about in here a little bit, or maybe I keep suggesting and you don't agree. I'm not sure, but Kentucky offensively is completely inept in the passing game. Zach Calzada, we saw last week, threw for 85 yards. So far, he's 8 of 18. 68 yards. I mean, is the conversation of Cutter Boley happening?
It's not only just the passing ability. Their offense looks completely out of whack. Can't get the plays in.
Running for 4.5 yards a carry. Oh, yeah. I hear you. Yes.
The operation. The operation. It looks extremely sloppy. And some of those yards came at the end when they're just trying to run the clock out and the defense was playing a little soft. But, yeah, I mean, Ole Miss turns the football over at their own 32-yard line and one at the 31-yard line. That led to 10 points for Kentucky. Other than that, they hadn't really been able to move the football very well. Yeah, if you had any sort of offense, then this game shouldn't even really be close. I mean, anytime you start off with 2 turnovers the way Ole Miss did, that's problematic. But if you're Ole Miss, you're sitting there saying, look, our first 4 drives, we had 18 plays, 61 yards, and we had two turnovers, and we had a missed field goal, and we're still in this football game because in the second quarter, that's when they scored their 17 points. And so, again, it's Kentucky's inability to take advantage, I think, and have a substantive offense. But for Ole Miss, the turnovers is what's really going to kill them.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it right now. 17-13, Rebels with the ball, just a minute and change into the second half. All right, lots more still ahead here on the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. We would show you a touchdown, but, well, we don't have any, quite honestly. 4 red zone trips, 4 field goals out of them. 9-6 Gators.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance.
Dame next week. One of the highlights of week number 3, Cassius Howell. Originally from Bowling Green, second year at A&M. Okay, that's one sack.
I've never seen 3 sacks in successive plays, let alone by the same dude.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you haven't even seen 3 by a team.
Have you seen 3 in a row?
Not that
Hey,
come
I'm
to
going to tell you
mind.
something, though. Left tackle abuse is a real thing. Oh, my God. I'm the same guy.
He
Help
ended up
that
with
man.
4 tackles, 3 sacks, and an early nomination for Defensive Player of the Week award. And there will probably be Coes. 44-22. Marcel Reed throws for 220 and 3 scores. Left early with an injury that is not believed to be significant and should hamper him in any way against Notre Dame. He jogged off the field, looked pretty good.
How about my guy Casey Concepcion with another big day?
That's right, 2 more scores for him. Aggies roll over the Aggies.
Texas A&M Aggies. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Got to clarify.
Byron Brown's been an issue.
That kinda looks like her card.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Looks like I'll be taking you to work tomorrow.
Football gave me confidence. It gave me my best friends. A team that counted on me every time. A place where I could just have fun. And a chance to get better at everything. I learned how to lead, how to show up every single day. How to play for something bigger than just me. Ready to play? Your team's already waiting. Go to futureforfootball.com to find a league today.
And here we are, the stadium.
Well, this is pretty cool. Whoa, look, Sanderson Farms, the official chicken of the SEC. What's that stand for? Sports Fans Eat Chicken?
Great question. No, it stands for Southeastern Conference.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, well, you're the tour guide.
Yep.
I guess that makes you the expert.
Took a 4-hour seminar.
Bless your heart.
And we're walking. We're walking.
Sanderson Farms, official chicken of the SEC.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions.
Since Missouri and Kansas were both Big 12 teams. That was 2011, their last meeting. First quarter, Jayhawks down 6. How many Jayhawks are in the world today? 0 real ones. That's exactly right. How many high violations by the Missouri defense today? Multiple for the Robin. We're covered plus there. Deshaun Henrico with the touchdown.
Phenomenal catch, and then Prabula to Coleman again. Coleman going to go 50. It would lead to a field goal. Prabula now up to 255 passing because this just happened. Missouri down after a KU field goal to start the half. Brett Norfleet tied it.
Norfleet.
That's a good
The
throw.
reliable, old reliable.
Fired it in there.
It's a great throw.
Mizzou hits the extra point, 28-24. Your score, Tigers with the lead again. Down 20, what did we say, 21-6 at one point, so.
They're scoring every drive in that second quarter.
22-3 since then.
Ahmad Hardy's a grown man, too, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Indeed.
Put the ball in the ground twice. Got one of them back. Oh, yeah, he was on his rear end. That's right. Only once. My fault. 28-24 Mizzou. We'll keep watching. Georgia taking on Austin Peay. Last week he was runner Stockton. This time hander offer and gunner Stockton. Chauncey Bones for a 2-yard touchdown, and then he hands off to Nate Frazier. But
what you didn't see here was Georgia get stuffed at the goal line by Austin Peay. The offensive line.
We're not talking about it.
And a 2-hour-plus delay, by the way. By the way, Stockton's 18 of 22, so he's back to being gunner now. Tennessee, ETSU, Joey Aguilar, Chris Brazzell, 21 yards. Brazzle-dazzle. And then Aguilar to Mike Matthews, kind of. I'm not sure if it was intended for him, but Matthews will come take it.
The five-star making a play here, man. Been quiet so far in his Tennessee career. But how do you think you can spike the ball, Dario? I mean, is that legal nowadays?
It hasn't been flagged in a year and a half, spiking the football in college anymore. 288 in that first half. Aguilar now out of the game. Don't worry, he's fine. They're just killing him. Arkansas and Arkansas State meeting for the first time ever. It's just an incredible fact. Taylon Green, 64 to the hizzy.
It's every week, Dari. Taylon Green, 101 yards rushing on 3 attempts already.
This Arkansas team's kind of fun, man.
Chiz this week called him maybe the most under-the-radar team in the league. 28-13 in Little Rock. All right, second half coming up from Florida. Vernell Brown, just a freshman. Again, no touchdowns. Maybe there'll be some.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
That kind of looks like a card. Wait a minute. It is our call. I mean, we're good. That's why we chose Auto Owners. We work with our agent to get the right coverage so that when the unexpected happens, we know we're covered. This would be even sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you. Looks like I'll be taking a walk tomorrow. Being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. And we might not need more people in the West. But would it hurt to have a little more West in the people? Dear Public Rec, for guys who don't do fussy or fashioning, stretchy, breathable, and built to fit, it's a cheat code for looking good. Minus the effort. Stay you. It'll keep you comfortable while you do it. Floppy collars and shirts with sweatstands, so I got this shirt I saw on TV, and now I don't have to work. I got it shipped in no time, and I switched from regular polos to this immediately. The brand is called Collars & Co. They make a regular stretchy golf shirt, but the top has its own collar on it. I got rid of so many problems by upgrading to this. No dry cleaning needed anymore. I'm free from uncomfortable long sleeves, and the collar stays stiff all day. Get 20% off today using code TV at collarsandco.com. Great work starts with a great workspace. That was the idea behind the original Very Desk, and it's the inspiration behind everything we do. From our latest standing desks and ergonomic seating, to free shipping and fast assembly. We create a workspace that works for you, so you can feel your best and welcome back to SEC Football, presented by Sonic. If you are watching the SEC on ESPN, maybe back alongside my partner Fozzie Whitaker on a warm Monday afternoon down here in Gainesville, and certainly I think
rising score on the board. 9-6 is our tally after 30 minutes of play. And Fozzie, I just basically, you know, it's a general question, but what did you make of the first 30 minutes? It's kind of hard to wrap your arms around what we just saw.
Yeah, I've been impressed with South Florida. They've been able to keep it close. The depth is what really comes into question when you talk about a team of different calibers from a size perspective. Yeah. Can South Florida hold up? They have shown they can do that in the first half, but from Florida's perspective, missed opportunities has been the issue. You look at some of the opportunities they had on the first drive. In the very first red zone opportunity, it goes right through the hands of the fullback. And then you look at the next drive. They get into the red zone. They don't get a chance to score with Jacoby Jackson because of a holding call that negates the first touchdown on that drive. They get the ball back again. Second touchdown, they call an offensive pass interference on Hayden Hansen in the end zone. Negates another touchdown on that same drive. So for Florida, it's missed opportunities.
Well, the Gators won the coin toss. They deferred to start this game, so they will get the first possession of the second half. And I just wonder if we don't see more Jaden Ball. He is, I mean, he's a handful. I just keep feeding that guy.
Well, the reason they got in the red zone to begin with was because of what Jaden Ball did on that very first drive.
Lagway still went 11 of 12. 62 yards on the ground for Ball, as the Gators will take over the 25. But moments ago, Morgan had a chance to catch up with Alex Golis. Let's go down to her.
Coach Golis stood at the end of the tunnel waiting for every single one of his players, high-fiving all of them, continuously saying it's and it comes down to bottling up Jaden Ball, guys.
Yeah, no doubt. And they've done a pretty good job after that opening drive, but still, Jaden Ball with 10 carries, 62 yards on the ground. They'll start the second half with Jacoby Jackson to the left of Lagway. Steps back in the pocket. Couple of pump fakes, trying to find a little room, a little flip toss over to Jackson, and he is hit and dropped. They'll spot his forward progress at about the 22.5, so a 3-yard loss. Trevin Mitchell making a nice defensive play. The Division II transfer from West Florida, his first year at South Florida.
It's a great way to start. USF defense obviously flying around, being able to get Florida's offense behind the sticks. That's how you want to start the second half.
Lagway passes a little bit low and underneath the arms of Sturdivant. Well, we just haven't seen this Gator offense. We heard so much about their great speed, athleticism on the outside. These guys haven't been able to really shake free very much today, if at all.
Yeah, the separation hasn't been there, and then some of the accuracy issues that we saw last week starting to come into factor a little bit this week against this South Florida defense. DJ Lagway has to be in control and comfortable in the pocket and on time so that his rhythm's right.
Third down and a dozen. Lagway under pressure again, and he'll be dropped at the 22. Mac Harris able to pull him to the turf, a loss of a yard.
Yeah, really great job here. South Florida, we talked about how they've been able to hold up in the trenches. Well, this is how you do it. You're able to rush 4 in a simulated pressure look. Offensive line doesn't communicate it well. Mac Harris is having himself a game. You can add a sack to his resume on today as well.
Joshua Porter back to return this punt from Tommy Doman, transfer from Michigan. And a flag delay of game. Florida's first punt operation of the afternoon does not go very well. Trying to replace Jeremy Crawshaw, UF's all-time leader, averaging 46 yards a punt over his career, 49 yards per punt last year. Big shoes to fill. Boy, this is a booming kick. Back to the 20-yard line goes Porter, dancing around, and he is dropped right on that Gator logo. There is a flag down in front of that South Florida bench. We'll wait on this call.
Let's see what that call is, but that kick was a boot.
63 yards.
Whew. That's a weapon. You're able to utilize and flip the field position in that way. You can utilize that to your advantage.
And the ball was way back on the 17-yard line. South Florida, if this stands up, will start at the 25.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the receiving team. Personal foul, blocking below the waist, number 21 is declined. Personal foul, blocking out of bounds, number 9 will be accepted from the end of the kick, half the distance, automatic first down.
You can see right out of bounds at the top of your screen, once that defender is in the white, you can no longer touch him until he comes back into the green. You'll get called every single time, and they have multiple referees on that sideline watching for those types of incidents, and it costs South Florida some precious field position now as they start with the ball on their 25.
So Byron Brown set to get his first possession here of the second half. They'll move this football all the way back to the 10-yard line. There is some weather in the area, and we have had to adjust our lower level cameras. So when you see limited coverage up there, we don't have our full complement of cameras. We got enough to show you most of what you need to see. So bear with us, and hopefully this weather will pass through here in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, South Florida backed up. Down 3 on the road. A little underneath pass goes to Nimrod. Denson, the man who plays that star position, comes up to make the play. The junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Gain of 5. Cartavius Norton in the backfield to the right of Brown. Pass is caught there by Rubin, and he'll have a first down. And South Florida much better today on first and second downs. Boy, early in that game last week against Boise State, they were miserable on first and second down, facing third and longs. Didn't run many plays, fell behind, but today's been better.
Yeah, Byron Brown needed to be the spark, and I think that's what's also sparked this offense to start quicker on first and second. What's also sparked this offense to start quicker on first and
Crowd getting louder as the play clock dips to 12 seconds. Handoff goes to Norton, trying to turn the corner, and that will not happen. Ran right into Mr. Tyreek Sapp, the 5th-year senior out of Fort Lauderdale. Possible first-round pick. Picks up a TFL. Man, how impressive was it to talk to him? But first of all, look at the size of that man. Let me just tell you this. We asked him what sports he played in high school. Wrestling, you might assume. But he also played lacrosse.
Broke a lacrosse stick, checking a player as well.
Second down and a dozen. He said he was 250 pounds in high school. Can you imagine him? He played defense on the back end. You're trying to attack the net, and you got to run into that. Look at that.
I wouldn't run into that. 6'3", not happening. No way. 250, not happening. 274 now, still not running into him, Dave.
He is a super nice man. Talking to him yesterday. Love that conversation. 3-man rush by Florida. Brown nowhere to go, and he's met by 3 Gators. Michael Barreau, the first one there. Sapp getting pushed a little bit late, didn't like it. So it is 4th down and 2, and here comes the South Florida punt team. So the Gator defense does their job. To this point, you just never know after what we saw last week with Alex Golish, if there's something he wants to dial up here. Force a fake punt for a touchdown against Boise State on Thursday. Cornell Brown, the 3rd. Stands back at the 25-yard line. Line drive, punt, tight spiral. This is a fair catch called for, and nice job there by catching that football for VB3. 53-yard punt, no return. We'll step aside for a moment.
And off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game. At Regions, we celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence, while our team goes the extra mile so your financial wins keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary at Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Firework Cooking is presented by Farm Rich.
Meet the Ryans. A happy family on the outside, but from inside the pantry, it's a sad, snacking reality.
What's wrong with rice cakes?
Most would argue it's not a snack. Like your kids. Bring out the Farm Rich! They wouldn't say that.
We want real cheese.
Jim Jr.?
Yeah! Ooh, cheesy.
Let's get these guys some snacks! Come on!
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
If it's news to you that Johnsonville makes breakfast sausage, well, hot damn. Keep it juicy.
All right, ladies, next stop, laundry room. Big no to dryer 3.
Good call.
This bathroom, 1 blow dryer at a time. Good call. I know. Let's go. Oh, so if you get lost...
Wait, is that the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7? You're full of good calls.
Well, the best call was getting it at AT&T. I got their best deal without paying for the most expensive plan. You'll learn.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7 with Galaxy AI on us. Most expensive plan not required.
In the South, it's not just the story that you tell, it's how you tell it.
It's gotta be authentic and real.
What do you see? How do you feel? And who are the characters? They're your best players. You knew the stakes.
This was more than a game. This was history.
And having the storybook ending
is always special.
SEC Legends, all in one.
Kentucky down a touchdown at home against Ole Miss. But big Zach Calzada throw, he's eventually set up Seth McGowan for 9 yards out. 2020 game, guys, Rebel football. It is crazy. I mean, there is something about the Wildcats that just haunts Ole Miss. Go figure. Hey, the Gators with the
Miss. Go figure. Hey, the Gators with their second possession of this half. Their first one, they went from -8 yards. Trying to improve on that, obviously. They'll hand it off to Jacoby Jackson. Zeliscar, defensive tackle, first one there for the Bulls.
South Florida defense has been muddying up the waters ever since Jaden Ball kind of got loose on that first drive. They've hunkered down in their run defense.
Trey Wilson in motion. Lagway looks that way, then throws back. Here is Jacoby Jackson. He's got some room, and he is chased out at the 38-yard line. That was Xavier Hamilton with a nice effort. That was a good design play.
Yeah, using a misdirection. You fake the handoff and then come right back to him on the screen, get him in open space, makes a defender miss, picks up an explosive. That might be the spark this offense needed to get them going in the second half.
Pickup of 26 yards. Jaden Ball now in the backfield. Into his arms.
That's an incredibly difficult catch and throw by DJ Lagway, rolling out to the right, then trying to throw it back on the post. You can see right at the top of your screen, this is the matchup that we're looking. You get one-on-one coverage. DJ Lagway is rolling to his right, throwing a post back inside the middle of the field. overthrown slightly, and there you see Chenault. He becomes the intended receiver. It appears he got his hands underneath the ball to secure that interception. That's the first takeaway of the day for the USF Bulls.
And that is the first turnover of the year by the Florida Gators.
That's an incredible job, one-on-one.
On the field is an interception. The previous play is under further review.
It took a long time to decide what they wanted to do with that, but crowd here obviously thinks
salted caramel toffee iced coffee with cold foam for only $2.99. It's the fancy without the pricey.
You want to live free?
Sports are great. But sometimes, when I accidentally hit a batter known as the pulverizer,
Come here!
I can't help but wonder, is Sport Clips better than sports?